Hi Cancer, this is your July 2019 reading. What's ahead? It is a general reading, so please take what you need from it and discard the rest. I hope June served you all well. I know we've gone very quickly throughout the year, so it's quite amazing. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed, liked and shared my channel. It is greatly appreciated. It's really awesome to have you guys supporting me, so that is just amazing. And without further ado, we're going to have a look what's coming for you, Cancer, for July. Now, your overall energy, I'm going to go through them. Your overall energy is the King of Swords. So we're going to have a little bit of a look here. What's the rest of it as well? So the King of Swords comes in and says that maybe you're dealing with an air sign. Maybe you're going to deal with some legal stuff this month, but it also can pertain to communications. So if you're communicating with an air sign, which is a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, then you may have some legal financial things that you need to get off your chest, or you need to talk to somebody who's in a high position. So let's have a little bit of a look what the rest of the cards come, and I'll go through them individually. You have got the Devil, you've got the King of Pentacles, you've got the Knight of Cups, and you have the Hangman. You've also got the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, Ace of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and you've got Judgment coming up here. Now, like I was saying before, you may be dealing with somebody, like the overall energy, you may be dealing with somebody who's an air sign here and communicating with them. Although that when the Devil comes up, this indicates a bit of a toxic situation. It could mean that what you're currently in is a little bit of a toxic situation. It could be, you know, you've got some bad habits, bad financial habits. It's not necessarily all about finances, but it could indicate too that you're in a job that you're unhappy with, somewhere that there may be a lot of ego coming in, and maybe you need to talk to your boss. So this is a figure that you may need to have a discussion with, considering it could be your boss as well, and saying that, hang on a minute, this situation is a little bit toxic here. So just bringing that out to the fore as well. All right, let's have a look. We've got the King of Pentacles. So when the King of Pentacles comes along, I do find that this is, I'd classify this as King Midas. Anything that you touch turns to gold. So it could have to do with money and your finances, like we were saying before. So maybe there is something that you have to discuss with that air sign. That could be a boss figure. But the King of Pentacles also represents somebody who's an earth sign. And this is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So the Devil is also a Capricorn too, coming through here. So there may be that toxic situation where you're sitting there going, oh, okay, hang on a minute, I've got to talk to somebody about this. Maybe you need a pay rise. Maybe it could be a good time to ask for a pay rise as well throughout July. It's a very interesting spread that you've got here. The Knight of Cups comes along next, and it says that somebody's rushing in with maybe perhaps an offer, perhaps if we're looking at the financial side, an offer that you're probably happy with, that makes you feel a little bit more content. So maybe after your discussions about your job or your finances with someone who is in charge, maybe you'll get an offer that is pleasing to you. So that is a messenger. They are coming through and they're bringing it in. So they're rushing forward. So it is quite a nice, perhaps little spread for you this month, Cancer. Now we've got the Hangman as the next card, saying that perhaps you could have waited a hell of a long time to ask, even just ask for a pay rise. So it's a very interesting concept when we're looking at, you know, your spread so far. So maybe you have been waiting a hell of a long time, and maybe you've been in that situation where the pay hasn't been all that good, and you have just had to sit there and go, okay, well, now's the time to actually ask for that pay rise. Coming up to the Seven of Wands, when we look at this card can mean that you're being quite defensive, and it also can mean that you need to stand up for yourself. So far it's looking like you may need to actually stand up for yourself and ask for that pay rise. Ask for that change in finances. Be bold, be brave, go out there and perhaps ask, because what's the worst thing that can be said? No. So, you know, you could be finding that if you're going to talk to your boss about your finances here, maybe it'd be a good idea that, you do it with a little bit of, not so being so defensive. That might be a good idea here. So, but also too for the fact that you're standing up for yourself, because maybe you've invested a hell of a lot of time and a hell of a lot of work into the company. So you could have been waiting around a hell of a lot of time, just sitting there going, well, I've been working really, really hard, but I'm not getting recognised for it. So you've invested a hell of a lot of time and energy and money into the company, perhaps. And here comes the Two of Swords. Maybe it's something that you didn't see beforehand. Maybe you've just had an epiphany and gone, hang on a minute, because the Hangman comes up as an epiphany as well. Hopefully you can see that. Comes in as an epiphany, a spiritual awakening, saying, oh, hang on, I've been working for this company for quite some time. I reckon I need a pay rise. So here's the decision coming through, and maybe not seeing that, this has been the case prior to that. So making the decision to actually stand up for yourself, because here comes the offer of emotional happiness. So you may find that after you're asking for that pay rise, that you'll find that, it makes you feel really good. So there is a gift coming in. It is a gift of love normally, but it's saying that you're going to be emotionally happy. So perhaps saying something and standing up for yourself would be a good idea. Two of Pentacles comes through and says, maybe you have been juggling the finances of late. Maybe it is time to make that decision to turn around and have that big old discussion with your boss, because it probably will pay to have that discussion, because the Judgment comes in and says, wow, we're going to make it happen. So the universe has a big role to play in this. And they're saying that, there's a revival, there's something from the past coming back. So it could be a revival of your finances. Definitely it looks like the offer that you'll be pleased with, should you decide to go ahead and ask your boss about, that pay rise that it may be coming up, because it is also the Seven of Wands indicates work as well. So you may find yourself, if you do ask for a pay rise, that you'll probably end up getting it. So your finances are looking a lot better this month. I'm going to pull you an additional message from Spirit as well. So these are the Chinese fortune reading cards. And I did use the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Manchetti as well. So let's have a look for the additional message that you need perhaps for July coming through. So the Courage card. It's quite apt when we're talking about asking for a pay rise, because you may find yourself, it took a lot of courage and you had to stand up for yourself and actually say something. Actually ask that boss, the King of Swords here, ask the boss about having a pay rise, because you know what? It's like you're getting nowhere here. So having the courage to stand up for yourself and actually say something to your boss for a pay rise, it looks like that you probably will end up getting it. So it's a really good reading for you, Cancer, for July. So even if you are the boss of a company, this indicates that maybe somebody will be coming to you for a pay rise, or that you need to give yourself a pay rise. Maybe there's an epiphany going, hang on a minute, I'm not earning enough money. And you're going to make that decision, perhaps even to change your ways, perhaps bringing in new products. So here, when we've got the Seven of Pentacles, you could be bringing in some more products, looking at different ways of working. So even though you've invested a hell of a lot of time and maybe you've had to juggle the finances here, maybe seeing something different, maybe what you didn't see before, will actually help you out here, because it might take you a lot of courage to turn around and bring new ideas, bring new implementing things to your work. So it is a brilliant reading for your Cancer. So I was just looking at the Courage card then, but it looks good. It looks set. If you are contemplating on asking for a pay rise for your boss, absolutely, it looks really good. You'll love it. And also, if you are the boss of your own business or your own company, there may be somebody coming through asking for a pay rise, or if you have your own business, more than anything, there may be a different way of looking at things and saying, hang on a minute, I need to earn that little bit more money. So I'm going to make a decision to bring something else that's going to fulfill me. That's going to sit there and bring better money towards me. So brilliant reading for you, Cancer. Wish you all the best. Happy July, and bye for now.